Okay, so I went to see Obsession recently, and heavy spoilers ahead. You have been warned. So my first impression of this movie, the atmosphere, fire. The cinematography, fire. This shit was beautifully put together. One of the best horror movies I've seen in the last few years. Every scene that was intended to be creepy thoroughly shivered a nigga's timbers. And about the characters, I know Baron meant well, but he let things get way out of hand. Like, I understand not catching on to what was happening immediately, but for me, the line in the sand should have been right here.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Like, nah, man. From that scene right there, I knew immediately that was the real Nikki fighting through the spell. And I couldn't help but feel terribly for Nikki from this point on. For all my Adventure Time niggas, this immediately reminded me of when the Ice King cursed old lady princess to get her to marry him. And at the wedding, she was agreeing with everything on the outside, but then her eyes were just streaming tears because she was pretty much riding passenger in her own body. And she pretty much told Finn that's what was going on when he looked at her eyes and saw her in a mental prison. So that's pretty much how I interpreted what was happening. And from that point forward, all I could think is, free Nikki.
Somebody help me!
She's trapped in there. And that moment where she recoiled when they first kissed was just a glimpse of the real her trying to fight back. And yeah, he reacted.
What the fuck was that?
But as time went on, he began accepting her advances, even after seeing that. And of course, as they do, things eventually get physical. Yeah, so immediately for me, this is fucked. And I know we're seeing the horror movie through Baron's eyes, but to me, I keep looking at it through Nikki's, just thinking about the real her, stuck in there, having lost control of her own body, which is honestly a brilliant premise. Horror movies haven't moved me in years, but the layers to this one, this shit actually moved me. And big shout out to Inde Neverett. I hope I'm saying her name right, but big shout out to her, because she killed this shit. She thoroughly creeped me out damn near every time she was on screen after the wish was made. But as the movie continues, they go back to work, and she's just in the distance, staring at bro while he's talking to Ian. And speaking of Ian, this guy was a L-mans. He was hating from the jump, telling Baron his confession would freak Nikki out, and mind you, he was probably right, considering she gave Baron this wide open shot.
Do you like me? Because if you do, now's the time to tell me.
And when bro decided not to take it, she said,
good.
So yeah, she didn't like him in that way, but Ian could have saved Baron and Nikki a lot of time and pain if he would have just told Baron they were hooking up already, instead of sabotaging his attempts to confess his feelings for her while simultaneously telling him to just do it. And because of this, he'd later start hating when he seen Baron and Nikki start running around as a couple, telling Baron,
it kind of looks like you're taking advantage of the situation.
Shut your lame ass up.
Which, once again, I don't completely disagree with. But maybe, just maybe, if he told Baron what was going on already, he would have moved on instead of obsessing over Nikki the way he did. And that's the irony of the title. Throughout the movie, we see Nikki under a spell obsessing over Baron, but the real one with the obsession was him. Baron was ignoring so many red flags about the situation because at the end of the day, he wanted it to work that bad since he was getting what he wanted ultimately, which was her. Now, I know it wasn't on purpose. He didn't do this with malice, but he constantly got glimpses of what the wish was doing to her, but he wanted things to work that bad, he chose to try to ignore it. Damn! Which still was a pretty selfish thing to do, which is what I think Curry Barker was going for, because on the press run, he pretty much admitted the wishes are selfish in nature.
Any wish is kind of selfish. It's selfish. So there's a lot of stories to explore with that.
So he did a good job of depicting that.
But anywho,
so it gets to a point where he's sleeping and she's just watching him in the corner. And this scene alone deserves another shout out to the director, to Inde, and the cinematographer, and everyone involved. The way Nikki was partially in the shadows, but the room was illuminated just enough for you to kind of make out her facial expression was next level terrifying. And Nikki's movements, holy shit. This entire scene gave me chills, and I can't lie. I would have had to try to make a run for it the following day, of course, because I'm pretty sure if he tried in that moment, she would have done some horrific shit, especially at the part where she started talking about her dreams and feeling like the love wasn't mutual. That should have been his wake-up call to try to find a way to undo this shit immediately.
Today. Right now, today.
But he listens to what she says and goes back to sleep before he's startled awake again by her screaming from the next room.
what the hell is even that?
She's completely spiraling at this point, and it continues to escalate from here. And don't even get me started on her cooking bro's cat for his lunch.
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
Like, why didn't bro make sure to thoroughly dispose of the body after she made that weird shrine thing for him with it? He was constantly letting things slide, and Nikki was constantly trying to fight through the spell. It's like Baron just didn't notice at some moments or just failed to act. For example, in one of the most disturbing scenes in my opinion, when they were in bed asleep and he got up to leave the room, and the real Nikki speaks from within her body while Wish Nikki is asleep, and she asks for death.
She's sleeping. It's me. Kill me, please.
I'd rather die! Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me!
I know I said it earlier, but something about the idea of being a prisoner in your own body is the most terrifying shit ever to me. But instead of telling her he'll attempt to free her or just quietly ignoring her and trying to just remedy the situation on his own, he responds by saying,
What's so bad about being with me?
Bro, what the f is you even talking about, bro?
like, bro, I think you're missing the point. If she doesn't like what's happening, if she's not with it, fuck how you feel, free her. But that scene just further reinforces Nikki being the biggest victim in all of this. Then if you go to the boys' night party, she snaps out of it for a second again. Let alone the phone call he made to the One Wish Willow company asking questions about the wish, and then when the guy asks him if he wants to speak to her, you just hear her screaming bloody murder. But another person I feel like got hoed in an insane way is Sarah. She was a really nice girl and she seemed chill, and she actually had feelings for your boy Baron, but she got caught up in the meanest crossfire of the wish. I had a feeling something was gonna happen to her during the party when they were playing that game and Baron was supposed to kiss the person to his left and it was her, and immediately Nikki wasn't having that. And again, shout out to her. I don't even think I can pull an actual frown like that. This shit almost looked cartoonish. But yeah, she moved her out of the way immediately and took that kiss for herself.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga.
Before, well, we talked about it earlier. But the Wish version of Nikki was so devious that when Sarah pulled up to the house to talk to Baron, she just left her with no features. This actually got a physical jump scare out of me, and it felt premeditated because where did she find a loose brick? But that was the part that actually caught me. It's how abrupt it happened. But that's just another testament to the realism of this movie. It felt like no one was safe. Some shit could happen at the drop of a hat. But that's another thing they got to get props for, the timing of everything. But poor Sarah. If only Baron got the news of her liking him earlier, maybe they would have got a chance to be together. They seemed like they were a good fit. But I don't know if this next part was meant to be comic relief or if I'm just fucked up. But after she bashes Sarah's face in, she comes around and tells Baron,
Listen, this is all your fault. Sarah's your fault. You wanted this. You wished for this.
like, bro, this part genuinely had me dying laughing in the theater because she's telling the truth. This is truly his fault, but the way she's telling him is ruthless. It felt like she was almost toying with him at some points. But after this, he goes to the store to get another One Wish Willow.
Just in time.
And this guy at the register is over here trolling him.
They were over there in the corner. The One Wish Willows.
What's the One Wish Willow?
What the fuck? Stop playing.
What the fuck do I do?
Well, maybe, if someone else made a wish that contradicts your wish, or you die.
Damn.
But after being told this, he goes to the car and tries to make another wish anyway, but he physically can't break the willow since he already used his wish. So he goes to Ian and he tells him everything. But this dude, Ian, thinking he's full of shit, decides,
I need you to say, I wish my friend Barry.
I wish for $1 billion.
Man, you stupid bitch.
yeah, this man just sold their one chance at reversing this. So Baron goes back home, and as he gets there, he's confronted by Nikki tweaking out with a gun in her hand. Then when this man Ian walks in, I can't say I was too saddened by that after the way he just sold. But with all his options exhausted, he decides to sneak into the bathroom by himself, and he attempts to take himself out with a gun, but he can't bring himself to do it. So he decides to OD instead. And if you ask me, that sounds like one of the worst ways to go out. It's gonna be a lot slower and more painful. But then he comes back out of the bathroom and passes away in Wish Nikki's arms. But I guess the one happy ending, since all of this is being reversed with Baron's death, is Nikki got her freedom back. It is kind of crazy how she just pushed Baron's body off of her like that. But after all the trauma she went through and all of this, I can't really blame her. I can't imagine trying to live a normal life after everything she just went through. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. I definitely give this movie a 10 out of 10. One of the best and most creative horror movies I've seen in the last few years. This one genuinely moved me, honestly. The premise, I didn't think going into it that I would actually get scared, but this exceeded my expectations in every way. Shout out to all the actors and actresses, the writers, the directors. This movie was fire. I highly recommend y'all go see it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you did. This has been MarblePluto. Peace.
I just found the keys to a city that beats a